Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to Book Reviews. And today I will be reviewing Percy Jackson and the Olympians, Book 1, The Lightning Thief. Let's get this review on the road. Now, Percy Jackson, ADHD, dyslexia, and he's a demigod. Like the moment I turned to the first page and he started saying, "Look, if you're a demigod, put this book down and believe what your mom and dad or telling you about it and just lead a normal life." Like when I turned to the first page, I was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. And then I kept turning the pages, and then when it came to the whole situation with Miss Dodds, and then with the Minotaur, and then Percy's mom getting like seemingly it was like she was getting killed, and then you get Percy being stuck in the cat like with going into cat and half blood, you know, like all of that stuff. I was like, interesting. Well, actually, he did. Well, he fell unconscious, but waking up in the hospital, and then Annabeth being like, "You drool in your sleep," and then like just all of that stuff. Like when it came to that, I was like, "Okay, this is an interesting book." And when you get further on, like when you get into the whole training session with Luke, and then Percy and Annabeth being on teams, and like also like see, because Percy gets stuck in cabin 11, like he gets stuck in cabin 11, and then when the whole situation goes down with the capture the flag games, and Percy is like by the water, he's like fully healed. Like Annabeth's like hold on, go back to the water, because when he got out, he was like he felt wounded and all that stuff. But when he gets back in the water, like he is completely healed. Like Chiron, Luke, like everybody, like all the other cabin members, they looked and they're just like, he's the son of Poseidon. Like he's one of the big three, and then interestingly enough, he's the only one at the cabin, which I kind of felt bad for him because I was like, dang, that must suck. And also, the whole introduction with Clarice, like I know that happens before all this, before the game. So Clarice, I was like interesting. I was like Clarice, I was like, come on, get your butt off of Percy. I mean, the guy's already had a rough time already. Like he thought his mom was killed at the time, and then it's like, okay, and then he goes down to the Oracle, and the Oracle gives him a quest, and how like the whole thing about the Oracle, I had a dark voice like going in the back of my mind when it came to the Oracle. I was like, okay, and then the whole factor of a friend will betray you, and then bringing up the whole factor of the god, like a god of war, and well, like everything in regards to the lightning bolt. I was like, okay, this is interesting. And initially when I saw the cover of the lightning thief, and as you can see right now, like you have lightning sparking in the background, you have Perseus right over there with Riptide and the Minotaur horn. I initially thought, okay, he's probably the son of Zeus, and that's what I initially thought too. Like before chapter 8 or 9, I believe. I'm not too entirely sure which chapter it's on, but like when he gets revealed that he was the son of Poseidon, I was like, oh well. And then again, there were hints in the book, so I did leave that in the back of my mind. Like, okay, maybe he's the son of Poseidon, because if he can do all these things with the water, then it's probably hinted at him being the son of Poseidon, and it turned out that way. Grover being the protector. Hey, what more can I say? Grover's a cool character. He was funny, not as funny as Percy, but kind of shy, kind of. I felt like Grover was kind of insecure in the first book, but then, oh man! But like when it came to the whole factor of Medusa, like, oh man, like, see, I actually caught on to the whole Medusa thing like right from the start, because number one, Grover he recognizes the statue as like his uncle, and then they walk into the garden and there's like all other statues like surrounding them, and I'm like, okay, I know gardens, and gardens don't just have statues like surrounding, like they're everywhere. So I was like, I was like, it has to be Medusa. Like, there's no other explanation behind that. So then that part, I was like, okay, that's interesting. The whole situation with the pink poodle, I was like, okay. I was like, that was cool to see them like halfway across the country by using that. then getting introduced to Ares, like, okay, the fact that he gets on his bike and he just appears, he's like, hey, kids, and he's like, he gives them the backpack and stuff, helping them out get through the underworld. Well, actually helping them do a couple of his things before getting the backpack. And then once they get to the underworld, or should I say the Lotus Casino? Now, I'm not sure if the Lotus Hotel stuff happens. I mean, I can't remember at the top of my head right now, but either the Lotus Hotel stuff happens before or after the Hades, after the whatchamacallit, the whole. Actually, no, the Hades stuff happens last, but um, the whole factor of Ares' betrayal, I knew something was up. Like as soon as Percy felt like that heavy, bold, like bowling ball feel, I was like, well, what could that be? And then you see Zeus's master lightning bolt. I was like, oh shit! Like I was like, it has to be him. And then the whole fight between him and Ares, I was like, yeah. I was like, go Percy, beat him for everything he's. I was like, good, good, good. You did that. And he was able to get Hades' darkness of Helm back, so that was cool. I loved. I'm just gonna say, I love the whole factor between Annabeth and the whole thing between Annabeth and Cerberus. Like she was treating it like a normal dog, and it was whimpering, and I couldn't help but laugh. Like this book has a lot of funny moments. Like that's and Rick Riordan does a really good job. Like no slow pacing, no fast pacing. Like it was well paced, and I thoroughly enjoyed the book. Now as for the movie, ugh, don't even get me started on the movie. But all I gotta say is about the movie. Tore the book apart, and they decided, nope, we're gonna go extremely alright. I was like, how could you disrespect Rick Riordan's? I mean, look at Harry Potter, okay? J.K. Rowling got. I mean, then again, Rick Riordan didn't get on board with the movie, because it might have ruined his view of the characters, which I can to some extent see. But I was like, if you want the movies to be your exact vision, I like they should have at least followed the books. I mean, even Twilight for one. Like I'm not a big fan of Twilight, but even I know like that series on its own is like most of the stuff in the Twilight movies are based off the book, and the movie of the Lightning Thief, they just changed everything. They took away all the stuff that made the Lightning Thief one of the best books to read. And oh my god, when it came to Hades, like, cause Hades gets mentioned of, and it's like, oh, like he gets mentioned like throughout the book, and then he appears at the end, and then he's like, well, since you brought the Lightning Thief, like the lightning bolt, how about you hand it over to me? And then he's like, nope, not gonna happen, not gonna happen. Percy's able to get his mom out, and well, his mom stays there, and then Grover, Annabeth, and Percy were able to get the lightning bolt back to Zeus, and then that's when when Percy had that big feeling about the Titan underneath Tartarus, and then Poseidon, and then Poseidon and Zeus were like, oh shit, like it's Kronos. Like I was like, okay, this is gonna be getting somewhere. The whole end factor with Luke betraying Percy, like I knew there was something up with the whole betraying the friend situation, because when it said that when the Oracle brought up the fact that he'll act invisible, like that this person will act invisible, and this person that's considered your friend will betray you. I was like, invisible, and because Annabeth had the invisible cabinet, I'm like, there's no way it can be Annabeth. Like no, like she's had her troubled past. I don't. Well, at the same time, I could see how she could do it, but at the same time, I was like, no, there's no way Annabeth could do it. And then you get to the end, and I was like, oh, because Luke littering his can in the river, I was like, something is up. Him beating up Percy waking up in the hospital, and then Annabeth feeling like crap after learning about the whole truest intention was Luke, and Luke's whole situation was like, I'm going to usher in a new golden age and resurrecting Kronos. I was like, you just went from one of my favorite characters to the biggest dick on the planet. Like that's literally what happened. But all in all, guys, the Lightning Thief. It was a really good. It was amazing. That's the best way I can put it. And you know what? If anything, If it wasn't for Lightning Thief, I wouldn't be reading because I had to thank my cousin for this. Because if I didn't start reading the book, I'm just saying, I wouldn't be reading today. So all in all, guys, that's pretty much it on my review on the Lightning Thief. You can expect my review of the Sea of Monsters, I guess, within the next couple of days. Because I'm already like 100 pages into the book, so that's saying something. And if you guys want me to discuss about the Sea of Monsters movie, I will do a discussion about that. Actually, you know what? I'll do a discussion on that, like, next time. So, other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm Shirag. Comment below, let me know what you guys thought about the Lightning Thief book. Have you read it? Have you not read it? And if you have read it, what's your favorite part of the book? Or do you love the book as a whole, or were there certain gripes you had with the book? Which, I don't see how you could have gripes with the Lightning Thief. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm Shirag. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more book reviews, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.